The battle with EV brands is essentially coming down to two major players. The Koreans with Kia and Hyundai, the Chinese with the likes of BYD and MG. So to encounter that onslaught, Kia have come up with their new all-rounder SUV, the EV5. But is it enough? Well, let's find out. Welcome to the Fully Charged Show.
Try everything electric at our exhibitions in Australia, Canada and the UK. Next up, London.
Kia are on a design roll at the moment. They're coming out with design after design, which looks amazing. And this feels to me like a baby EV9, which is a really good thing. I love the EV9, but they kind of scaled it down and made it more affordable. Now in the design department, some people might find these lights a bit difficult to live with, a bit controversial. But if you come round to the side, this is where the design really begins to shine. And the rain is lovely coming out at this moment. You've got these really flat-faced wheels over here. Now this is 20-inch wheels. This is the top of the line GT line version. It also comes with 18 and 19-inch wheels. It's really refreshing to see this kind of very confident design, which is very slab-sided with some beautiful touches down here. Now the EV5 actually comes with more boot space than the EV9. This actually comes with 513 litres of boot space in here, but it's not just any old boot space, because let me demonstrate this. This is such a nice feeling. I wish you could also experience this, but ooh. Look at that. It's on proper legs and it goes up. It feels really nice. It feels like a table, in fact. Now, if you fold the back seats down, you get up to 1,714 litres of boot space. But the practicality doesn't stop there. Let's go around to the front. Underneath this sea of black plastic is a 67-litre front space in here. Again, bigger than the EV9. That's pretty impressive for what is ultimately a smaller car. Now, I'll very quickly talk about the trim levels of the EV5. So this comes in 3 different trim levels: Air, Earth, and not Fire, but GT line, which is the one we've got here today. Now, of course, this is the China-made Australian version. The European UK version will have different specs. But underneath this car is an LFP battery. One of them is 64.2 kilowatt hours, and the top of the range one that we have here today is 88.1 kilowatt hours. And all of this is underpinned by 400 volt architecture, which means super fast charging times for the EV5.
We're really excited to partner with Duracell Energy to showcase their amazing renewable energy solutions. If you want to reduce your energy bills and join the renewable energy transition, installing home battery storage and solar panels at home is a great way to start. Duracell Energy's ecosystem of products typically partners with solar panels, but they can be used just as effectively without it, particularly for electric vehicle owners or anyone looking to take control of their energy. And with Duracell Energy's Platinum Homeowner offer, viewers can get a custom service that pairs you with top quality products and the best installers in your area. Plus, Duracell Energy's batteries, inverters and EV chargers work together on one easy-to-use app. With features like dynamic tariff integration and grid services, you'll be able to maximize your return. Ready to get started? You can get your quote today. And don't forget, we're also giving away a Duracell Energy Bunny in every episode. Just answer the question about Fully Charged by following the link in the description. Good luck!
So rather than listen to me waffle on about this car, let's actually take it for a test drive. But to do that, I need someone to help me, a real Australian. So let's introduce him and go for a proper drive. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Elliot.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Well, this is exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, welcome to the Kia EV5. So you've driven this before, right?
Yes.
And what's your overall impressions of the car?
Overall impressions are fairly positive. I think it's got some interesting quirks.
Yeah,
have you had a bit of a...
Very unusual. It feels like a seat.
Yes.
But it's not.
Yeah.
It's a seat for your phone.
Yep. Slide it in here. When I first saw it, I thought, oh, It's a bench seat.
Yeah,
I could put my 3-year-old son there.
Exactly.
Where's the seatbelt buckle? But no. This car sold in Australia, built in China. The car you're getting in Europe and the UK is built in Korea?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know much about that particular car. Do we know if it's roughly the same?
Different battery pack.
Oh.
Yeah. Maybe even
Interesting.
different chemistry, different top speeds, different 0 to 60. So this 0 to 60 is 6.3 seconds.
Yeah.
So
it's not slow.
Not slow. Not
not-
super fast, but not super fast.
It's a bit slow for an EV, but if you're coming from a traditional, ICE car.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to blow your socks off,
Yeah,
right?
for sure. Anything in particular you really like about it?
About this car?
Yeah.
I just like how well thought out the whole overall package is. It offers you so much
Yes.
in a reasonably affordable package. I think this GT line is what, $75,000 Australian dollars, which I think is pretty good value for money for what you get.
It is very nicely equipped,
And I like how they're Kia really thinking about their customers. It's a very customer first kind of design approach. I think some of the Chinese EVs are like, no, we're designing a car with no buttons and one big screen, and if you'd like it, you even if you don't like it, you're going to get that car.
Yeah.
And I think the Kia is like, well, we're going to design this for a broader range of people, and I think they've really done a really good job. That's my feeling, anyway.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's a good kind of halfway house between the super high-end, high-tech China stuff and the more conventional Western stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Although I would argue the design is quite out there. I like it.
I like it.
It stands out.
Definitely.
Blocky and a bit.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah, me too. What do you think of the colour scheme? White, black.
Very inoffensive.
Yeah.
So I don't mind it. It's fine, I think. I'm not sure about the material. I think the material's...
The qualities.
Yeah. I actually quite like a cloth seat.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. This is interesting.
Maybe that's just my personal, preference, but I don't think all this leatherette stuff always feels that premium. It looks great.
It looks good, but sometimes it has that sort of plasticky vinyl.
Yeah, and if you're in a place like Australia where it's hot,
Yes.
can be a bit sweaty if you're wearing shorts or whatever. So, yeah.
My one counter argument to that is we both have little kids.
Yes.
Cleaning up the spew and the mess.
Yeah, absolutely.
A little bit easier than on cloth.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've got so many crumbs in my family car at home. There's crumbs everywhere.
The one saving grace.
You know what? It feels to me like Kia actually listen to their customers. It's not festooned with huge digital displays. In fact, it's got lots of lovely buttons. These are heating control buttons here, volume control. That's good. That's a good mix of both on screen, on a 12.3 inch screen up here, and I've got the buttons down here. I'd say they've gone a bit too button heavy on the steering wheel. I can count at least 12 buttons on here. I think that's a little bit too much. But in fact, it's all very intuitive, and I like the fact that the screen is not taking over the entire dashboard. Now, I don't think the design is the most cohesive of things, but I'm quite a big fan. The feeling of the car is quite premium. I have Harman Kardon speakers, and luckily I've got this huge sunroof above my head to bathe myself in light. But in Sydney, obviously you need to wear my hat so I don't burn my head. All in all then, a very well thought out interior, and one I could easily live with. I can also tell Kia have spent a lot of time thinking about the comfort for the rear passengers. Now there's a couple of features I want to point out. First of all is this heating and cooling fridge here, which feels really lovely to the touch. As you're pulling that in and out, it feels very satisfying, like that boot space. I've got two buttons here to either heat or cool my drinks or my snacks. Another one is the hidden table here. Oh, that lever feeling is so nice, just like that rear boot. Just feels very premium, very satisfying. I have my standard USB-C charging, and that's pretty much it. How do you find the driving experience of this? So this is my first ever time driving a Kia.
Really?
First ever time, yeah. Which is, spend all my time driving Chinese cars.
Yes, of course. Well, you and your viewers may not know this, but in Australia, every Kia has a unique suspension calibration that is tuned and tested for local conditions. So there's part of me that's like, is that just marketing fluff? Is my brain just being told, oh, you know, they say that they've tuned it, so it must be better. But I think, no, we test hundreds of cars every year, and I do think Kias are some of the better options. And I think for the weight of this car, I think it's about 2.2 tons.
Yeah.
It's not light. It does quite well. I think the things they tune are the dampers, the suspension, so rebound and compression, and the steering. And I think both those things are quite good in this. I mean, what do you think? We're going over a few bumps and things like that.
Yeah, I would agree. It's the ride in this I feel very safe and secure.
Yeah.
It kind of just, you don't really feel the bumps. Now you said Sydney has got quite a lot of pothole roads, and it does, like on some of these more suburban roads, and you don't really feel it. And I think that's a real plus of the Kia. And I think you were saying that some other cars from other manufacturers just don't feel quite as refined as this.
No.
And so perhaps that kind of research and development into tuning the suspension actually pays off, and I think it does feel good.
Yeah, it does. I think they've got a good balance between ride and handling. It's there's enough compliance there.
Yes.
And it's quite quiet too. You don't hear thumps coming from the suspension when you go over bumps and things. But at the same time, if you need to take a roundabout a little quickly or something like that, it's going to be more than up to it.
Yeah, for sure.
There is talk that the Australian tunes of certain models might be adopted in overseas markets.
Oh, interesting.
So let's keep an eye on that, because you know, I wouldn't say hopefully. I haven't tested the original one, but potentially this could be adopted in the UK. I'm sure they will.
I mean, we've got a lot of potholes in the UK, so an Australian tune sounds like a good thing.
Yeah.
The Kia EV5 ticks all the right boxes, and it's certainly impressed the Brits and Aussies. Is it enough to please in those markets? Well, you be the judge of that, and let us know what you think in the comments.